Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 27 of Just Joshing. I am your host, Joshua Pentalresco. I write stuff and podcast too, and this week and next week is definitely all about the writing of stuff. That's why this podcast is late this week. I got a lot of things coming up, a couple deadlines, a few of them self-imposed. Let's see, I just finished editing a script. That was fun in a painful way. I learned an awful lot about how PDFs work, and I got myself a nice program so I can edit PDFs in the future. But that was a long night to get to that point. I was editing a script for a screenplay, and it was neat to actually read and kind of see how a screenplay puts together. It was good. I'm hoping somebody I worked with before in the movies. I'm not going to say who, but he wrote a really good script. I would love maybe at some point to talk to him about that whole process because it was really, really good. And no, it's done. And that's one. I got a certain book 3 I still have to keep working on. I have to go back to it, and I'll be doing that probably tomorrow, pretty much all day. I'm going to be doing some chores, but then I'm going to park myself somewhere and just work on shit for a bit, which is, what I do. And I'm very aware that this third book, is going to be bigger than the first two, I think, combined. I deal with a lot of stuff that I didn't expect to. It's just bigger than I thought, and that's good. I mean, I'm always surprised when I write these books how much I put, because I'm always wondering when I leave the world for a while. It's like, when I come back, do I got something to say? Is it worthwhile? But it's an appropriate finale, I think, for this series. So there's that, and I got a short story I got to write for next weekend. I'm officially putting my money in for When Words Collide next week, and then I'm entering their anthology. So I'm hoping to get in there. I'm not that deadline's the 7th. I'm going to be working my tail off on that story. I already have an idea or two what that's going to be about. I'm taking one of my other ideas, and then I'm doing comics at some point next month too, which is, like I said, so writing wise, I a lot on my plate. It's been good. It's what I want. More of this and less of everything else. I'm a little tired. Yesterday, on my day job, a coworker I really enjoyed working with retired. Couple things though, I discovered that one of my other coworkers has a hidden talent. I put this on Instagram. The cake that they made, wow! I mean, that blew me away how good that really was. And it to me, it just shows you that everybody around you has talents that just blow you away. They're things that you never would have ever expected. And now I kick her. It's like, what the heck are you doing here? You give me crap, and I'm like, okay, well, this is the way it goes. That's me, and that's my thoughts. Beyond that, really enjoying reading wise. I was excited for a couple things. We'll talk comics real quick. Darkwing Duck's back. Yeah. Like I said, if you know my conversation with Jane Bernard, you know how much I enjoy that property, big time. And the first issue was fantastic. It's the same creative team that ran the Boom book. Andrew Sparrow, James Silvani, really, really talented guys. I really love the book, the feel. It's very Darkwing-esque. I would love to see Tad Stones tackle another Darkwing story at some point. But the only way to make that better, but it was an astounding first issue. $2.99 comic, from Joe's imprint. You should check it out. It is literally one of the best young, kid-friendly books you will find week in, week out. It's that good. The other book that really blew me away was Saga. Now Saga is probably the standard, I feel, with comics today. You have to go with that point, or else that's the standard. If you were to write something, you have to be able to can at least hold its own with this book. That's how good Saga is. And one of the things I like about the book is it pays off on pacing. This moment, there's this moment in 3-6, man, I almost cried. And it was a beautiful moment. It wasn't like a sad moment. It was one of those I'm really happy it made me cry kind of moments. And I'm at it. It's just it's really one of the most touching things I've seen. and I'm not going to spoil it because it's that good, and you need to go pick it up. And because, like I said, it's also a $2.99 comic book, which is something I keep in mind. I actually dropped a comic this week because their special was $6. I can't justify that. $6 for a comic book is too much, and so I said goodbye to that property. I might actually re-pick up an older one, just because, you know. But yeah, that's my reading for the week. Oh, literary-wise, Suicide Stitch by Sarah Johnson is my recommendation. Me and her just met and got to talking a little bit. I'm hoping to get her specifically on the podcast at some point down the road. But at the moment, I'm really enjoying her book. She's got this really, I love it. There's a certain quirkiness to her, and you meet her, you can kind of see it, and not in a bad way. She just has a different way of looking at the world, and you can see it in just how she approaches things, and it's great. It's endearing, actually. I love it when people have their own view, and her work reflects that in a myriad of ways. I'm not quite through the collection yet, but I am going to post an Amazon review probably by Sunday, and just because. What do you think? I think that's it for the week in terms of everything. I'm going to be kind of in deadline crunch for the next week or so, so I may be late again next week, but it'll be back to a regular Friday schedule, probably the week after. But this week, my guest is game store owner Pascal. I'm not actually doing two. I'm going to be closing my interview today with Perception of Pain. They are a all-female metal rock band. Kind of fun. It was a short interview. I was going to do it last week, but Dave's interview I thought warranted going as long as it did and being the meat of the podcast. Pascal Espinosa, which is the owner of Metal Galaxy, his was shorter, but not a terrible interview at all. I always enjoy going to Pascal's store. Metal Galaxy is one of the more casual, fun. It's just a fun place to play. I enjoyed it tremendously, and every chance I do get to go, I haven't gone lately because of my own projects and stuff. But it's my favorite game shop in Calgary. My shot, because I don't get the impression that I'm not. I don't say I'm unwanted in any store I go to. People know me, people know what I do. There's no big secret in the grand scheme of things. But I get the feeling sometimes with people that I don't feel like I'm taken for granted. And I think that's what it comes down to. The culture sometimes is very social and awkward, even with the customer service sometimes. I never get that impression with Pascal. I mean, he's just there to have fun, and we're alike in the sense that both of us like creating our own style to, like when we play Magic. That's definitely the game I play. When we play it, that's the game where both of us have like our own kind of thing. We come up with our own style, our own way of playing and messing with the opponents, and it's fun. It's really, really fun. So I don't have any regrets. All right, so I'm going to go off now and put on Pascal's interview. I'll do a little brief post thing. I'm going to close this episode with my interview with Perception of Pain. I'm going to tell like a Perception of Pain story when I come back from Pascal, but I'm going to make sure to promote all the wonderful things that Pascal does. So without further ado, here's Pascal Espinosa of Metal Galaxy. Tired of buying t-shirts, coffee cups, and other memorabilia that all podcasts seem to have? I sincerely hope not, because I'm jumping aboard this gravy train right now. That's right. You can be the proud owner of a Just Joshing t-shirt, photographic print, and coffee cup at my Redbubble store. Redbubble has one-click ordering and will ship anywhere in North America. Check out http://worldwideweb.redbubble.com/people/jpenteloresco for more details. It's like I look at the store and this is a lot of hard work. I mean, it looks fun, it's nice, it's nice, it's on, it's read. But I also know I remember when you were doing Trilogy. This is bigger than Trilogy, and this is bigger than your last store. And you busted your butt to get to that point. And honestly,
Well, thank you. I mean, it's a dream come true for me. It's a vision I've had in my head for 14 years, so it's nice to see it come to fruition.
So have you always been a big? Like, I imagine at one point you were a huge gamer because you had to have been to be able to put this kind of love and passion. What were the games you did when you were younger?
You know what? I never was. That actually usually amazes people. I never was a huge gamer.
Yeah.
I remember sitting around and playing card games with my family and being totally excited that we were playing a game. But it was a very rare occasion where we actually sat down and played games.
Like
So
traditional cards kind of deal?
traditional cards, I think we might have sat down and played Monopoly here and there. But I know that when we did sit down, I was really excited because we were getting together as a family, not really because we were playing games. So I remember the social aspect of it and the fact that we were all around the table. The age difference didn't matter anymore. Everybody was just together and just doing stuff together.
So it's more like the social aspects that's always driving the games.
Yeah, it is. And it still is, right? To this day, it's not about, oh, I have to play this game. I have to sit down and play this game because I'm itching to play it. It's really about,
Who you playing?
yeah, who are my friends that I want to get together with. And if we play a game, it's going to be more fun than if we just sit around and talk.
No.
Right? So it's kind of more of a conduit to conversation and goofing around than it really is, the goal, the ultimate goal. Right?
So basically what I say is you're just a big kid at heart then.
I am.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah, there's something wrong with it. Actually, it's really cool. I mean, look, I make stuff up and write it down when I'm not doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm gonna be even probably just as big a kid in my own way. So, totally get that. So,
We should never lose that.
oh god, no. No, I think the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they get to a certain age and to a certain point, it's like, oh, we got to be real, we got to be responsible, we got to be this, we got to do that, and I think what happens with a lot of those people is they get to around 40 or 45 years old and they realize, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, yes, you do have to be responsible.
Yeah.
Yes, you do have to pay your bills, and you do have to try and build something, especially when you have kids, which I do.
Yes.
But nothing stops you from being goofy. Nothing stops you from having fun, and this is the way I chose to have fun. And you spend a lot of your life working. So if you're not working and doing something you enjoy, to me, you're kind of wasting a lot of the best part of life.
That's totally been my philosophy. I've been like personally balancing, trying to get away from my day job because also, I mean, the other realistic thing too is I think the idea of traditionally going to work for somebody for like 20 or 30 years, it's gone. Like it doesn't really exist anymore. And the idea of retiring in a company just does like makes zero sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas here, as I get love the food. Yes. I wish you guys had honey, but sugar would be fine. It's okay. But no, just But the thing of it is, I look at the people I work with, and by and large, they're so clueless to this fact. Right? This doesn't exist anymore. So if you're gonna do something, you might as well build something you want to build. Like this, this is your future. I mean, this is something. I mean, you actually have to really like to be a part of it, and otherwise you wouldn't be doing this. But I mean, you can do this for as long as you want, and there will come a time, I'm sure, when you're going to take a step back, and when this is really built and established, and you'll let people like your staff run the main deal. I mean, that's the idea.
I suppose. I mean, I haven't thought that far. Right now, I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the fact that I'm doing something I like. But I think, I think there's two sides to this, right? The first one, I was never an anarchist or anything like that, but I do think that we are all part of a system that's kind of catering people to be the same, to follow the same system of education and graduation and going to specific jobs and stuff. And I think that's definitely good for a lot of people. But people like you and I think, are very creative, and we need to express that in some way, hopefully a healthy way. Hopefully not by being creative serial killers. That wouldn't be just nearly as good.
No.
So we try to find ways to express our creativity, and for me, that's what the story is. It's a way to, create an environment that didn't exist before, and then the gratification of seeing people coming to that environment and actually enjoy it, and say, what, I created this, I've molded this into what it is, and people love coming here.
Well, I speak as a customer here. I do like coming here because I like you see me when I play the game Magic. I come with my own little creative decks, and it's kind of fun just for me just to go and just see how they really do. And I find when I come here, I'll play against more unique stuff because other people are doing the same thing. They're just trying to have fun, trying to figure out how. But this where you figure out how the intricacies of the game, I think, really work, and this is a good place for that. Whereas if I go to some of the other stores,
they're a lot more competitive, which means, although it's really funny, I'll take a deck I worked on here and I'll go over there. And
Right. But I think it's the same idea, right? It's
yeah.
within each game, it goes back to what I just said, which is that when you're playing Magic, you have two ways to play. You can download a list from the internet, and you can follow a system, which is follow what people have done in the past that was successful, and hope that it works for you, or you can be creative. And there's no right or wrong, really.
No.
In the end, if that's what your objective is, or you get to your objectives doing that, that's totally cool. But people like you and I, again, same thing. That doesn't make us any better. It just this is how our minds need to work to be healthy, I think. And creating a Magic deck from scratch is 10 times more rewarding for me than creating one that wins.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But besides, we'll talk a little bit about other things you do in the store because I did a podcast with a drummer and he plays big Magic plans. We actually played Magic on the podcast. That's pretty funny. But I don't want to do that twice. So what about? So you got a whole variety of games here. When you do play? Do you prefer like card games at this point? Do you prefer board games, or does it really matter?
Again, it goes back to who am I playing with, right?
Yeah.
If I'm playing with my family,
Yeah.
Magic is just too deep for them right now, and rather than forcing the issue and trying to shove Magic down their throat, I'm gonna play a game that I know they're gonna enjoy and they're gonna goof around, and it's gonna let everybody have fun.
Yeah.
So it's really about choosing the right game for the right crowd. When I'm playing people that I know like to play Magic and that I know I can mess with in a good way, then I want to play Magic because if we play a casual board game, we're not going to get the same interaction out of it. So it's really about, again, the game to me is not really that relevant. I have my favorites, but in the end, I just want to find the best way to let everybody be themselves.
All right. So this has been an operation for now 3 months, 4 months now. This store.
3 months in 3 days.
Biggest surprise.
Biggest surprise, I would say. Boy, I don't know. Biggest surprise. I don't know if we've had our biggest surprise yet.
Well,
I think the fact that the first couple of weeks felt like that old TV show "This Is Your Life," and that a lot of people that I hadn't seen for years and years and years, just popped in and came to say hi or came to check in on as you know, there's been a lot of drama in my life too, and it was kind of nice to see that people just came out and just kind of put all of that behind them.
Well, it's funny. I'm not going to say it was quite the same thing, but I come back to Calgary after going through a very big lull in my life, and when I saw you're back when you started Metal Galaxy. Now, Metal Galaxy, for those listening, was a small store. It was a good store, but it was small compared to what he had before. And I still don't know fully what happened with the previous store, and I don't need to know. That's not the point. But the point is, we were both at a low point, and then you started well because obviously, I remember going to events and being like, it's just too many people for this place. But I mean, it was what it was, and then now, the hard work paid off.
Well, it has, right? But I mean, opening a store, I think that's maybe some of the misconception. Opening a store is not necessarily, I've done so well that I can now open a store. It's more of, I believe in myself, enough now that I'm ready for the next step. Every time you expand or you try something different, it's not so much that you've built up a guarantee that that's going to do well. It's more that you build up
the confidence
you can do it, and you think you hope enough momentum. But there's always a risk. So opening this is not, we made it. Opening this is okay. We're gonna give this a shot, and we're gonna put all our chips in and go to the next step, and hopefully have even more fun with it.
So that leads to this question. I know this obviously wasn't necessarily the end goal, but what's the next step? Or have you thought that far ahead?
So my partner, who's also my fiance, has, because she thinks she plans everything in great detail, sometimes way further than I do. And as we were finishing up this store, she was already thinking about store number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be more of a board game cafe, and only a board game cafe kind of a idea somewhere more closer to downtown and so on. This is more her vision than mine right now, but I think that's kind of where we're leaning. But the next step, really, I mean, it's you don't want to think of the next step at the expense of the current one, right? Obviously.
No. It's just no. I'm just saying it's good to have goals, and that's good. It's good at least one of you is thinking about it. Like Dorota's really. I I hope I said her name right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Dorota's. She's really really nice, and she's willing to work with it. She's willing to work with you, which is just really cool. Mm-hmm. So beyond all that, so you got your steps, the stuff. Well, this is going to come out at the end of April. So what is going to happen at the end of April? You want to just promote any events in here in locally?
Well, the expo
Yeah.
is coming to town, and we're going to be there in the gaming zone. We're going to be doing what I think is a really fun way to do Magic, which is get a custom deck and play, have fun
Oh,
with
yeah.
a $10 deck, and just enjoy what the game's supposed to be about, which is just goofy interactions versus $1,000 investments. So we're going to be at the gaming expo. It's kind of like a coming out party for us again, because again at the old store, it was a pretty small store, and I felt like I was kind of in my own world. I wasn't really part of the community as much because it was more of a rebuilding step. So it's kind of nice to come out and be out in the public again, and in the public eye, I should say, and just kind of expose ourselves in a good way to as many people as possible. So that's happening at the end of April. And then in May, early May, we're doing Improv Against Humanity. So we're going to have Cards Against Humanity, and all of the answers are going to be acted out by actual improv actors, which should be hilarious. I actually couldn't tell you who they are. I just know they're talented. They've been sort of, screened by Dorota, who, wanted to make sure they would be funny. And, I'm assuming they're semi-professional actors, but they're just going to come in and just
improv
all the answers, which should be hilarious.
I actually sounds like fun. If I had the time, it seems like my time's going down the toilet right now.
Yep.
But I'll definitely come check it out. All right, so people were to find the store and they contact you online. How would they do it?
So metal-galaxy.com is our website. We're on Facebook. We're very active on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. And where you can, if you can't find us online, we're on Yelp. So if you can find us online, then your computer's probably not working very well. And we're out there everywhere.
And that was Pascal, owner of Metal Galaxy. You can go there anytime. They're located on the Cloud Trail in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Weekly Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Dice Master games. Magic Commander Thursday night. Friday night is Standard, Draft, and Modern. Saturday is Dice Masters and Yu-Gi-Oh, and Sunday is unique. They've done board game tournaments such as Kings of Tokyo. They're doing an improv board game act out with Cards Against Humanity this weekend. Should be fun, and it's a great store. I can't recommend it enough. All right, so I'm going to close this interview out with another interview. I'm interviewing a metal band called Perception of Pain. They are an amazing, talented group of ladies. It's another short interview, but it's a really good one, and I figure it's a good way to close out this week of non-literary. Now, you might notice that this podcast came out a little late. It's been a crazy week. I've had a lot of things come my way, a lot of good things mostly. I can't complain with anything. I'm grateful. I don't usually say this enough. There are some things I'm not happy with right now in my life in terms of where I am. But it's easy to dwell on that. The fact of the matter is, a lot of other good things are happening, and hopefully next week I can announce a few more. A couple things I should mention this week that came out on my blog at joshpantelaresco.com. There's a entry I just posted called "Good Enough." I think everybody should read that. It talks about the whole idea of being good enough to do anything. I think it's a good read, and I think you guys will dig it. The other thing I did last couple weeks is at Mirrorworld Publishing's website, mirrorworldpublishing.wordpress.com. I posted 2 guest blogs. They're the rules of writing, kind of, sort of, not really. There's really only one rule to writing, that's just to write, but I have some basic good guidelines, somewhat loosely based on Heinlein's rules. And a couple other things I've learned as I've done the whole writing craft. And they put it into 2 parts. They're up. You can read them both. It's better than I thought it went, actually, reading it. It's like it was better than I thought. But still, something to work on and get better at is to keep writing and keep doing these things. And these are the rules I try to follow when I do it. Both those things are up right now. You should check them out. All right, now. On with Perception of Pain.
So, I'm trying to find, you don't want me to put this actually in there, just let me know. Why she was your old bass player, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So why not your other one, your current bass player? Do you guys
Oh, she's not trained yet.
not trained yet? No. Who's your new bass player? Just for that.
Well, we don't want to say yet. We would kind of like it to be a nice surprise.
Okay.
Because she's known in the community, so we'd like to just kind of keep it down for now.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you guys are really nice. I like you. You're really fun up there. You had a lot. You had a lot of fun up there. You did too, I think. But it's just
yeah, we love what we do. We have tons of fun.
Yes. So so this is the Battle of the Bands. I missed the first band just because I was working. So who else are you playing with tonight?
I think the other names of the bands are Blacksmith Jones. They were on first, and they were more of a hard rock act. They were pretty good. And then there was us, and then the next band, I think they're supposed to be a little bit on the heavier side. Heavier rock, maybe?
Heavier.
I'm not sure because I've actually never seen both of them play. I'll like to just go online and look at them, I guess, like most people would do if they want to like check out other people's shit that they haven't played with or something.
No, it's just fine. It's fine.
I just kind of watch whatever I could, and I guess it's like all forms of light to heavy rock / metal / punk to me.
So have you guys?
And Shudder is the other band.
Shudder's the other band? Okay.
Yeah. Take it heavier.
Alright, fair enough. So what do you guys classify yourself? Metal, rock?
Oh my god. Punk, metal, hard rock.
Punk, metal, hard rock?
Thrash, metal a little bit. I don't know, because we don't really feel like
depends what people like to call us.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You don't need to fit in any category.
We just play what we play, and whatever comes out, and that's what it is. So whatever people want to classify as whatever, we don't really give a shit. We're just gonna play it.
Okay.
That's what we like.
Whatever. So, okay, then what are your influences? Who are the bands you guys like to listen?
I hate this question because influences, what does that mean? Does that mean like how we model our band and play our music after? Or does it mean bands that have influenced us as people and beings and that we just love to listen to, although we don't play music?
How about this then? Who are you fans of? Like when you
Oh my god.
I love a lot of bands.
Yes.
Growing up, I used to love Guns N' Roses or Metallica, Motley Crue, like bands like that growing up.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm in this different other bands, and I like them too.
Oh, okay.
I like the Cancer Bats or Trinity. I like Hunches.
Hunches is good. Yeah.
Jill Janus, we love you. We got clip bonus for you.
It's okay. Awesome. Alright, so you sing, how long have you been singing? Like a band off and on?
Well, this band has been singing, well, I guess this summer will be 3 years since we actually started jamming together.
August
4th, yeah, 3 years.
Oh, well, congrats on 3 years.
Yeah, it's been fun, fast 3 years.
Time flies, huh?
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, that's for sure.
Well, that's just man. So, Perception of Pain, is there like a goal of being on a bigger stage? Is there like, do you guys have that?
Of course, there's always goals of being on bigger stages. Who wouldn't want to play on a bigger stage?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, more people. Out there,
So
having more fun.
Absolutely. So like something like the Sound Dome, maybe not the acoustics of the Sound Dome, but something like
I'm
that.
not sure if we'll ever be lucky enough to do something like that.
You never know. I'm just saying, if we're gonna go.
That would be cool. I would do it.
Yeah. No, you
For
just.
sure.
Yeah, no.
I know my words.
I love to believe that you should do something. You should think big. I mean, what the hell not? I mean, the worst case scenario is you don't achieve it, but so what?
Yeah, people are gonna let it go.
At least you can say you tried.
Right? Whatever. I guess it just depends on who likes it.
Yeah. So you guys are going to your first album.
Yeah, we're finally recording this thing. It's taken us like 2 years since we were playing album. Probably about 2 years since we were playing.
So
And finally we started recording. It's kind of a long training process.
well, I imagine, like, I do other writing on the side. I publish 2 books, and I just know, like you go through a process of, okay, this is really good. You go through it, like, one day. Then the next day you listen to it, like, well, I'm just listening. In your case, me, it's reading. But it's like, this sucks. What do I do? What do I do to fix that?
What do I do to fix this part? Like, make it better.
It's never ending struggle, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a never-ending creation. You just keep writing and writing. that inspires me. So it's right. They can play and it's fun to sing.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Being in a band's awesome.
Well,
Perception of pain, ladies of pain.
The ladies of pain.
Great.
That's
Don't
right.
forget it.
I will not. So, for, I guess, you can leave a 2-round track there when you did that. No, just so, you've been singing for, like, not just, I'm sure you've done other bands as well. Are you working on any other bands as of this moment in time?
Yeah, actually, I am. I'm the singer of another band. I'm kind of trying to keep that on the down low too. But I've been playing with super talented guys who've been playing in the scene for like 30 years, and I feel incredibly privileged to be chosen to be a part of the project that we're working on. And it sounds so awesome. I can't wait till we're able to start playing shows in that band too.
That's cool. And you've been drumming for how long?
I've been drumming more seriously now since I met her. It was off and on probably since I was 18. I'm a self-taught drummer. I've never had a lesson. I just fell in love with it, and I just watched other drummers and learned that way. Other tunes.
I know I have a buddy he's a drummer, and that's basically how he learned. But he had to get the gear when he was like 3. Like when you start,
I was late in age.
No. But you know what? There's no magic. There's no like magic time. It's just when you discover it. The important thing is if you love doing what you're doing. And
I'm 38 now, so I'll tell you how many years.
Yeah, well, that's a long time. I mean, like, listen to you out there. You were really, really good. You definitely had the energy going. You definitely had a really, really, like, you were having fun. I can really tell.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes. And so were you. And so were you having fun. I could tell as well. So you were. So Tanessa. So you guys are going to be ideally releasing the album more like summertime kind of deal. Is that
we're thinking more probably the fall time. We didn't really realize all the time that it took to record and the cost involved.
Like we got editing.
It all takes time and money. So probably.
Maybe.
So yeah. Well, no, it's again. There's never a process. There comes a point when you just gotta sit there and go, okay, I'm done here. And then when you go live, you can always keep working on it.
Yeah, we're looking at the fall.
On the same on the same.
We're already listening to the editing done, so
that's cool. So Abby, when you do like more shows regularly again, is that the plan?
I don't know.
As soon as we get our basis.
Okay.
It's for sure.
Let's take it as it goes.
All right. So on that note, anything we got a nice start there.
Thank you.
But before we go, so if people wanted to find you guys, where do they find you?
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Specifically, what are your addresses on?
Facebook, we're Facebook, Perception of Pain.
Yes.
And on Instagram and Twitter, we're known as Ladies of Pain. So
Ladies _of _pain.
That's right.
Right.
We're at Ladies of Pain. So you'll find us.
All right. So that
was okay, to make sure I got the sorts on. And that was the Perception of Pain. These ladies are releasing their first album this year. It will definitely be good. They're a fun band. They're great to listen to live. They're kind of low key, but cool group of chicks. So you definitely should check them out whenever you get a chance to watch them perform. All right, that will do it this week. Yeah, like I said, it was. This is a short week, a short but sweet group of interviews. I hope you guys enjoy. Next week, or it's actually going to be later on this week, just to catch up. I'm going back to literature this week with the legendary, and I'm not even being joking. Well, I'm not joking when I say legendary. I think when I think of G.W. Renshaw, I think of a guy that just the guy's done a lot of different things, and he's been very good at them. So. That is a cool conversation. That's what you're going to listen to next week as we go back into literature. I hope you guys enjoyed the month or so of some non-literature things. There's a lot of cool things I'm going to have to put up on my site. I'm going to have to put up a nanoprimer. I just watched the other day how Rice University has made self replicating nanites, and it's really neat to watch. It's kind of scary, but it's really, 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 really neat to watch. So I'm keeping abreast based on episode 25. Kind of what's going on in that world. Beyond all that, though, yeah, like I said, lots of good things have been happening, and I'm hoping to let you guys know coming really soon. All right, guys, I'm out. Have yourself a good one. Stay inspired.
Josh.